Hello students, today we are going to start our same chapter of business studies, that is staffing, and this is part 3 of that chapter. And today we are going to discuss our topic, that is selection. So first of all we will have to understand what is the word selection means. Selection means filling the vacant job position with the help of most suitable candidate, that is called selection. Selection process start where recruitment process ends. It means that recruitment is the primary function of staffing and selection is the secondary function of staffing. There are various process of selection are given below. So first step is preliminary screening. In this stage, the unqualified or misfit candidate should be rejected and the qualified and fit candidate should be accepted. That is called preliminary screening. The second one is selection test. In this stage, after preliminary screening, the remaining candidate will give test and after that they will select, and the following type of test conducted in this type of selection test. The first one is intelligence test. The short form of that test, that is IQ test. In this, the level of intelligence should be checked of each individual, or an individual indicator judging person's ability to take the decisions and judgment. Second one is aptitude test. In this type of test, the organization check how quickly the candidate can learn new skills and new methods. That is called aptitude test. The third one is personality test. In personality test, the manager tests the intelligence level, aptitude, attitude, and interest of the candidate. They also check the psychological test, that the candidate belongs from positive approach or negative approach. So this test is very important. The next one is trade test. In this type of test, the manager check the level of knowledge and proficiency in the area of profession. The next one is interest test. In this, the manager tests the candidate's interest, then in which area the candidate is interested. So that is interest test. After that, the third process is employment interview. After qualifying the first step and second step, the selected employee will call for the interview and a panel is created for the interview, and that panel belongs from expert, that is 10 to 15 people. The consultant who are specialized in their field ask question from the candidates to test their professional level or specialized knowledge, and after that, when candidates clarify their doubts or queries, that time that qualified candidate should be accepted or the others are rejected. Then after, the next step is checking reference and backgrounds. In the application form, the candidate is asked to give the names of 2 references. If the candidate qualifies the interview, then the organization prefer to check with the help of references about the personal character of the candidate. First of all, they ask their features from the candidate and they can check with the help of references. If both are same, that time no doubt arises in the manager's mind. But if both persons give the different answer, that time the employee should be rejected. The next process is selection decision. After passing the test, interview and reference check, This step includes the most suitable candidate select and the remaining candidate should be reject. After that, the next step is medical examination. Before giving appointment letter to the candidates, the organization check medical fitness of the candidate. Some organization appoint their own doctor and some sign contact with the hospitals and to do the test. The next step is job offer. After medical test, they give the appointment letter to the candidate. In the letter, date of joining, terms and condition of the job are mentioned and the time of the job is also mentioned. The next one is contract of employment. When candidate accept the job offer, then it refers to signing of the contract. While signing the contract of employment, the employer and employee exchange certain documents in which job title, duties, responsibilities, pay allowances, hours of work, leave rules, disciplinary rules, probation period, all things are mentioned. So here all the process are mentioned with the help of diagram. The first one is preliminary screening. The second one is selection test. The third one is employment interview. The next one is checking the references. The next one is selection decision. The next one, medical examination. After that, job letter or job offer. And the last one, contract of employment. Here, one another diagram is given that, first of all, when employee applying for the job, then the first stage is preliminary interview. If preliminary interview is okay, that time yes, or if preliminary interview is not okay, that is no. So if preliminary interview is not okay, that time reject application. It means candidate rejected. But if preliminary interview is okay, then a specialized application form is selected. Then the next step is testing. In this, various types of test are includes. So here, if test is okay or not okay. If test is not okay, then candidate is rejected. But if test is okay, that time final interview conducted. Here also two option is there. Is interview okay or not? If interview is not okay, that time candidate rejected. But if interview is okay, then checking the reference. It means the next step. After checking the references, if reference is okay or not okay. If reference is not okay, then the candidate is rejected. But if reference is okay, that time the next step comes, that is selection. After selection, the next test is medical test comes. Then again two options, is medical test okay or not okay. So here, if medical test not okay, that time the candidate is rejected. But if the medical test is okay, that time the organization give the job offer letter to the employee and then employment contract. Then here, difference between recruitment and selection on the basis of meaning. Recruitment means suitable candidate to fill up the vacant job position, and selection means selecting the most eligible candidate and offering them jobs. Stage. Recruitment is the primary stage or staffing is the secondary stage. Nature. Recruitment is a positive process because more and more candidates included to apply for the job. But selection is a negative approach because more candidates are rejected and only few candidates are selected. Contract of service. There is no contractual relations created. But in selection, there is contractual relation created. Here, case study is given that Mr. Murthy is a human resource manager of Jai Hind Hospital in Vellore. He has to appoint nurse for the hospital since patients in the hospital are of different types. He wants to find out the candidate's maturity and emotions in dealing with the patient. He also wants to know about the candidate's ability to make decisions. Explain two types of tests that Mr. Murthy can use to meet his requirement. So here the paragraph says about the basically two tests, that is personality test and intelligence test. In both the tests, what is the description that we already discussed that. So you can write with the help of previous slide. The next one is Nishant, the director of a garment company, is planning to manufacture bags for the utilization of waste material from one of his garment units. He has decided that this manufacturing unit will be set up in a rural area of Odisha where people have very few jobs opportunities and labor is available at very low rates. He has also thought by giving equal opportunities to men and women. For this, he wants for four departments head for sales, accounts, purchase, and production. He gives an advertisement and shortlist 10 candidates per post. After conducting different selection tests, identify and state the next three steps for choosing the best candidate out of the candidates shortlisted. So after the test, the next three steps we will have to write. And what is the three stages that? Next three steps in the selection are employment interview, then checking backgrounds and references, and selection decision. We write only three steps because in question only three steps are required. Then the next one is training and development. Training means equipping the employees with the required skill to perform the job. So the candidates are sent for training and they can perform their job with expected manner or well manner with the previous one. But the development means personal growth in all the departments, that is development. So the basic difference between training and development: training means increase in the limited area quality and development means increase the quality of overall. Here one example is given for understand both the topic. If an accountant is sent to learn the new software for accounting to prepare the books of accounts for more fast and accurate, this is called training, because in this the accountant only learn accounting software knowledge. But whereas if he is sent for orientation program to improve his motivational and conceptual skill, then this is called development, because it increases overall quality of the employee. Need for training and development: the first one is reduced learning time. A trained employee easily learn new things. An untrained employee cannot easily learn all the things. So it reduces learning time. Second one, better performance. A trained employee always shows better performance than the untrained employee. The next one is attitude formation. A trained employee easily accept the changes, or he has positive attitude because he has knowledge. But an untrained employee has negative attitude and he cannot perform their function very well. So that is attitude formation. The next one is aids in or help in solving operational problem. While performing various activities, the organization faces various problems such as problem of absenteeism, wastage of resources, dissatisfaction of employees, lack of teamwork. So with the help of training, you can remove these problems. The next one is managing manpower need. Some organizations have a specialized technique of production, but they don't get ready staff. They get the staff that they don't have this type of knowledge. But after hiring the staff, the organization sent to the candidate for training, and that training make specialized to the candidate. Help to adapt changes. With the help of training, the employee adapt changes. Benefit to the employees. Training is also beneficial for the employees also. Better career option. With the help of training, the candidate has better career option. Earning more. With the help of training, they can earn more wages or compensation. Boost up the morale of the employee. If the employee is untrained, that is not doing their work efficiently. But if employee is trained, that is very effective or efficient for their work. Less chances of accident. A trained employee do their work with less accidents. Here, difference between training and development is given on the basis of concept. Training is concerned with teaching technical skill only, and development means technical, human, and conceptual skill. So, training is the part of development. Training is more suitable for technical staff, and development is more suitable for managerial staff. Nature. Training concentrates on developing the skill already possessed by the employee, but development concentrate on the development of hidden qualities. Method used. In training, on the job method are used, but in development, off the job method are used. Focus. Training focus on present requirement of the organization, but development focus on present as well as future requirement of the organization. Time. Training requires less time and development requires more time. Initiative. The boss, superior take initiative for imparting training, but in development, the individual takes initiative himself for his growth and development. Duration. Training is short time process and development is a never ending process. A person will ever and ever get developed during their whole life. Level of trainees. It is useful for non managerial operative employees or lower level managers, but development is useful for middle and top level employees. Difference between training, education, and development on the basis of meaning. Training means it is an act of imparting knowledge or skill for performing the particular job. Education means concerned with the improving general knowledge, and development means overall growth of the employees. Orientation. Training is job oriented, education is knowledge oriented, and development is career oriented. Focus. Training focus to improve work efficiency. Education focus to develop logical and rational mind. And development focus to the personality. Goal. Training gives importance to the organizational goal. Education gives importance to the individual goal. And development gives both organization as well as individual goals. Here, case study is given. Blue Heavens Limited purchased a new high-tech machine from Germany for manufacturing high-quality auto components in a cost-effective manner. But during the production process, the manager observed that the quality of production was not as per the standard. On investigation, it was found that there was lack of knowledge amongst the employees of using these high-tech machines. So frequent visit of engineers was required from Germany. This results in high overhead charges. Suggest what can be done to develop the skills and ability of employees for producing high quality products by using these high tech machines. Also state how the employees or the organization will benefited from your suggestions. So here the paragraph describes about the training of the employees, and we will have to write the benefits of the training that we already studied in the previous slide. Then the next case study is the general manager of Indemnity Limited was addressing employees during employee recognition program function. He stressed employees should make all efforts to increase their market value. To achieve these objectives, they should increase their capacity and efficiency. They should also make such endeavor as to get job satisfaction. Not only that, it is equally essential that they should concentrate on minimizing the accident. So what concept minimizing the accident? That is training concept. Methods of training. There are mainly two methods of training. First one is on the job training and second one is off the job training. In on the job training, when the employees are trained while they are performing the job, it means that when they are in the working period, that time they will get the training, that is called on the job training. This method is suitable only for technical job, and the advantage of this method can learn the practical problems while working on the job. But the biggest disadvantage of that method, it results in wastage of resources. The employee learn training with the wastage of resources. That is the major disadvantage of this method. Off the job training. Off the job training means training gives the employees but taking them away from their working position. It means that if an employee is working in ABC Limited and ABC Limited provide training to the employee, that is called on the job training. But if ABC required some training for performing the job and suitable candidates are hired for that job position that is already trained from outside, that is called off the job training. Here some popular and common techniques of training that comes under on the job are given below. First one is apprenticeship program. This type of training is beneficial for skill job and that comes under the on the job training method. In this, a master worker or trainer is appointed who guides the worker to learn the new things. First of all, the master performs the job and the trainee observes him. And after observing, the trainee start to perform the job step by step. And when the trainee becomes perfect in doing the job, then master worker goes and trainee gets full charge of job position. The second one is entranceship. In entranceship, that also comes in the heading on the job method. In this type of method, an agreement between the professional institute and corporate sector, where professional institutes send their students to various companies, like in CA programs. After 2 years of entranceship, they get the job. So in this, the institute send their students to the organization, and organization provide the practical knowledge to the students. After that, when students become perfect, that time the organization provides certificate to that employee. Then the next method is induction or orientation training. In this type of training process, receiving and welcoming the employee when he first joins the company, then giving him the basic information he needs to settle down quickly, and proper orientation is very good for any organization. The basic objective of this, that is to help the new worker to overcome his her shyness or nervousness, to build up the confidence of new employee, to develop a sense of belongingness, to develop cordial relationship between the newcomer and old employee, and to ensure newcomer do not from negative attitude, to give the newcomer necessary information such as location of washroom, rest periods, cafeteria, leave rules, etc. It means that in orientation program, the organization introduce the existing rules, regulation, departments, infrastructure to the new employee. With the help of this, the employee become comfortable for the organization. A formal induction program must provide following information to the employees: brief history and operation of the company, product and services of the company, company's organizational structures, rules, regulations, policies, procedures, responsibilities, authorities, grievances, procedures, suggestion schemes, terms and conditions such as wages, working hours, holidays, disciplinary procedures, and opportunity for training, promotion, transfers, etc. Here, the most important topic is vestibule training, that comes under the off the job method. In this, a dummy model is prepared that is as same as actual organization. So that is called vestibule training. In vestibule training, a dummy model setup whose setup is just exactly or same as like original organization. In this, the employee or students go for the training and work with the duplicates machines, and then they become comfortable with the organization structure. This is called vestibule training. So vestibule training means duplication model of organization. Generally, when the expensive and delicate machineries are involved, then employers avoid using on the job method. A dummy model of machinery is prepared, and instead of using original machinery, employees are trained on dummy model. Sometimes the accountants who have to make entries in inventory register or cash register, they have first supplied to the duplicate register, and with the help of these duplicate register they can know what their work, that is vestibule training. So in on the job there are mainly three methods: and in off the job there is only one method, that is vestibule school. Here case study is given. Name the training method in which a newly appointed employee is acquainted with the organization, that is induction and orientation. The second question is trainee learns under the guidance of a master, that is on the job training, and the topic is apprenticeship. The next one is trainee learns on the dummy equipment, that is vestibule training. Here the second case study is based on performance appraisal report, the HR manager of Gamma Limited adopt the following ways of training for improving the quality of output and providing more job satisfaction to the employees. The first question is Mr. Ganesh was in the company so that he could practice the theoretical knowledge acquired by him from his college. It means he is a student and he get the knowledge from the organization, that comes entranceship. The second question is Mr. Rahul was provided a dummy model of machinery to do the practice, that comes on the vestibule school training. The next one is Mr. Sekhar was asked to work with an expert for a specific period of time so that he learns by observation, that is apprenticeship training. With this, our topic is finished, that is chapter 6, and with the help of next video we will discuss our next chapter.